Hello, children. Today I'm going to tell you the story from Appalachia called Jack and the Flying Ship. So, once upon a time, down in some hollers in the mountains, there was a king who lived on this side of the mountain, and there was a king who lived on this side of the mountain. And these kings got into a big argument. Maybe they argued about who had the most treasure. Or maybe they argued about who had more goats. Or maybe they argued about who had the tallest house. But we do know that this king on this side of the mountain really was a wizard, was magic. And this king got so mad at the other king that he went and put a spell on that king's daughter. That king's daughter used to dance all day and sing all day and laugh all day. But after the spell, all she would do was mope, and she never did laugh at all. And the king did not like that at all. So he sent out his messengers to go tell everybody hither and yon that if they could get the spell off of his daughter, they could have half of his kingdom. Now there sure were a lot of folks that wanted to take the spell off of his daughter because they wanted some of that kingdom because they didn't have very much. That king didn't give them very much. They had little old houses and they hardly had enough to drink and they hardly had enough to eat. So they sure wanted to get that spell off the daughter and get half of that kingdom. And so many people from here and there tried it, but none of them could get the spell off the daughter. Now, word came to Jack's family, who lived way down in the holler on one of those mountains. And Jack, he just lived in a little old house with his mother and his two big brothers. And his big brother Will said to his mom, he said, Ma, I'm so strong. I can do anything. I'm gonna go up to that king on the other side of the mountain and I'm gonna win that contest. And once I win that contest, that king will take the spell off the king's daughter and I'll get half the kingdom and we'll get a better house and we'll get more things to eat and we'll get more things to drink. And Ma, I'm going. Well, all right, son. And she gave Will some spice cake and she gave Will some apple cider to go on his way. And so Will trudged up the mountain. And when he got real tired, he had to sit down and he was gonna open up his lunch. And just as he was gonna open up his lunch, who should come up from behind a tree but old Graybeard. And old Graybeard said, Son, can you give a little something for an old, hungry and thirsty man to eat and drink? But Will said, No, I hardly have enough here for myself. Now go on now. And he ripped open his lunch and he ate all of that spice cake. And he drank all of that apple cider. And old Graybeard said, Well, suit yourself, son, suit yourself. Kind of looked like he straightened up as he walked along. But when Will got to the other side of the mountain, where that other king was? The other king says, "So, Will," he knew his name because he was a wizard. "Well, Will, so I bet you're here to win the contest." "Well, I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can do it. What you've got to do, Will, is to stand here on top of this rock and do 3 somersaults in the air and land straight as a fiddle on top of that rock." And that's what that king did. Stood on that rock, flipped 3 times, and stood up straight as a fiddle on top of that rock. Will says, "Well, I can do that, I can do that." And Will got on top of that rock and jumped and did 1, 2, and 3, and boom! Oh, hurt his back on the third one, just couldn't do it, and crawled all the way back home and turned his face to the wall and didn't say nothing to nobody about it. Well, Tom, the second son, thought he could do anything Will could do, so he says, Mom, let me go and try to win that contest, and then I'll get the spell off the daughter, and we'll get half of that kingdom, and you'll have a nice big house, and we'll have things to eat and things to drink." "Well, all right, son, but I've just got one more piece of spice cake and one more jug of apple cider. Now, all right, go along." "Well, all right." So Tom is climbing the mountain and gets tired. Sits down to have his lunch and almost is about to open up that sweet spice cake when who should come out from behind the tree but old Graybeard. And old Graybeard says, "Son, can you give a little something to eat and a little something to drink to a tired and hungry and thirsty old man?" Tom says, No, I cannot. I hardly have enough here for eat myself." And he started to eat up all of that spice cake and drank down all of that apple cider. And old Graybeard says, "Well, suit yourself, son, suit yourself." Kind of looked like he straightened up as he walked on by. Well, when Tom got up on top of that mountain to where that other king was, the other king says, "So, Tom," he knew his name because he was a wizard, "I suppose you're here to win the contest." "Well, I don't think you can." And again, that king got on top of that rock, did 3 somersaults, and stood straight as a fiddle on top of that rock. And Tom says, "I can do it." He gets onto the rock, he does 1, 2, but the third somersault, boom! He hits the rock and he hurts his back, and he walks all the way back home, and he turns his back to the wall and doesn't say nothing to nobody. And then little old Jack says, Ma, let me go. I think I can win that contest from that old king. I think I can do it. Come on, Ma, let me go." "Oh, no, Jack. You're always falling and you're always dropping things, and you can't be doing that contest if your big brothers Will and Tom can't do it. How could you do it?" "Oh, Ma, I can. I just know I can. "Well, Jack, I've only got some dry bread and some water for you." "Oh, that's all right, Ma. Just let me go. "All right, Jack. Here's that old bread and here's that water. Now you go on, Jack." And Jack starts whistling up the mountain, whistling up the mountain, and he gets tired. and he sits down to have his lunch when who should come out from behind a tree but old Graybeard. And Graybeard says, "Old son, could you spare a little something to eat and a little something to drink for an old and tired and thirsty and hungry old man?" Well, old Graybeard, I don't have much, but what I have I can share with you. And Jack opened up his lunch. Oh! It wasn't dry bread. It was spice cake. And he gave half to old Graybeard. And he started to drink that water. It wasn't water. It was apple cider. And he gave half of it to the old man, and they started telling stories, and they were laughing, and come to find out, Graybeard found out that old Jack was trying to win that contest from that old king. And Graybeard said, oh, you're trying to win the contest from old Blasting Horn, huh? Well, Graybeard told Jack the wizard's name. Well, before you go, son, for your kindness, I'm gonna give you something. And old Graybeard picked up a little old whimsy, just a little old whimsy, and he says, "You take this little old whimsy, you go out onto the field, and you blow on it 3 times. This little old whimsy, it will turn into a ship." Now, Jack, this won't be any normal ship, won't be any old ship. It's gonna be a ship that can fly in the air, that can go in the sea, and that can ride on the land too. And old Jack, this ship will take you anywhere you want to go. It'll even take you to old Blasting Horn's place if you tell it to. You just say, "Sail, ship, sail." But remember, son, pick up anybody you meet along the way. Why, thank you kindly. I sure will. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Well, thank you, son. And Graybeard walked on away. Seemed like he straightened up as he went. Well, Jack, he took that little old whimsy to the field. He set it down. He blew on it 3 times. And it became a flying ship. And Jackie says, "Sail, ship, sail." And he started flying through the air. And he's singing, "I want to be a sailor flying through the skies. I want to be a flyer, can't you understand it? Flying through the skies is the life for me. Flying through the skies is the life for me." And he's flying away until he looks down. And what does he see? But he sees somebody just banging rocks with their head. Boom, boom, boom. And he's taking those pieces of rock and he's building houses. And then he's smashing the rocks and he's picking up the rocks and he's building houses. And Jack calls out, "Hey, hardhead, you want to come with me on my flying ship?" Hardy Hardhead, that's what his name was, says, "Well, Sure, I'd like to come. Maybe I can find more rocks somewhere else and build more houses somewhere else. And he got on the flying ship with Jack and said, I want to be a builder, building homes for the homeless. And they're flying along until they look out and they see somebody eating a whole lot in their garden. Eat a watermelon here. Eat a big squash here. Eat all the apples off a tree. But then they were planting whole gardens, and they were planting whole forests, and things were growing. And Jack called out, hey, Eatwell, wanna come with us on our flying ship? And Eatwell looks up and says, well, yeah, I do. Maybe there's more things to eat other places, and maybe I can plant more trees and grow more vegetables and fruits other places. And he got on the ship and started sailing away. I want to be a farmer, growing food for the hungry. And they were flying along, and they saw somebody drinking up a whole waterfall. But then they saw him building windmills, and these windmills were pumping water from the earth, and the water was spurting out through pipes all over the place and watering all the gardens around and all the trees around. And Jack called out, hey, Drinkwell, want to come with us on our flying ship? And Drinkwell said, maybe I do. Maybe there'll be more things to drink in other places, and more gardens to water, and more windmills to make so I can pump water out and water forests. And he got upon the flying ship and went, I want to be an engineer watering all the gardens. And soon they got to somebody who was on top of a mountain and had a big ear and was listening. And Jack called out, hey, Harkwell, what are you doing? And Harkwell said, oh, I'm just listening to all the birds on the other side of the world and trying to memorize their calls. Well, want to come with us on our flying ship? Says, yeah, maybe I'll listen to more birds in other parts of the world. And so got on the flying ship and began to fly. I want to be a birder, learning about the birds. And then they came to somebody on top of a mountain looking and looking down. And they called out, hey, Seawell, what you doing? And Seawell said, well, I'm just studying up those little colorful fish way at the bottom of the ocean. Well, do you want to get on our flying ship with us? Maybe there's more things for me to see far away in the world. Yeah, I'll come with you. And they got on. I want to to be a marine biologist learning about the ocean. And they flew on. And then they saw somebody speeding up a hill and speeding down and speeding up a mountain again and speeding down. And they called, "Hey, Speedwell, wanna come with us on our flying ship?" And Speedwell had to stop. Yeah, maybe there's more mountains and maybe there's more places for me to run fast on. Okay, and he got on and started flying through the air. I want to be a runner running on this earth. And then they got to somebody on top of the mountain shooting a bow and arrow, but this bow and arrow had a letter on it, and he shot the arrow. Ooh! And they called out, "Hey, Aimwell, what you doing?" "Oh," says Aimwell, I'm just sending a message to the other side of the world, telling everybody to be kind to everybody else." "Well, want to get on our ship and go flying with us?" "Oh yeah, I do. Maybe there's more places where I can send my messages to." And so got on the ship and started flying through the air. I want to be a writer writing stories. Flying through the air is the life for me. Sailing through the seas is the life for me. And they sailed on and they sailed on. And in the second part of the story, in the next video, I'll tell you what happened. But that's all for now. See ya soon.